World War II. The European Union was a plan developed and deployed and given to the Nazis by the robber baron banks that financed him on record to then implode the world economy worldwide, have the German Axis powers come in with the new currency, and then enslave those nations financially to then use social planning as a way through vaccines and other... Had a power outage there, but never fear, the bullhorn is there. Anyways, I'm talking to this European Union member of Parliament, and I mentioned to him that the EU was an Axis plan. The EU, the whole plan, the Treaty of Rome, the Treaty of Britain, all of these treaties that led up to it after the war, those had actually, word for word, been the Nazi Axis plan to take over the countries that they hadn't invaded, to pressure them into an economic slavery. And this is the plan now that they have been following for 60 years plus, and they've done a really good job of taking over most of the planet. And they did a really good job of keeping the public in the dark about their plans. But now, when a major member of the EU Parliament and members of the UK Parliament and of the German Bundestag are all in the newspapers, and the head of the Italian Supreme Court is in the newspapers, saying Bilderberg was founded by Nazis with the CIA and British intelligence at the end of World War II with a plan to take over the world, just like the West adopted the rocket plans of the Nazis and the intelligence operation plans of the Nazis, and even our military wears the Kurzel helmet of the Nazis, because Germany had been most successful via the Kaiser Wilhelm Institute before Hitler even came to power, adopting the Rockefeller genocide world program of Malthusianism and social Darwinism, established right here in the middle of England and then transplanted all over the world. Family courts, taking your children en masse all over the place. Those are unconstitutional under common law. Eugenics courts. Go check your local family court. See when it was established. 1900, 1905, 1910. Same thing in Germany. Same thing in the United States. Same thing in Mexico. It is designed to destroy the family, to destroy humanity, and to dissolve the entire culture of the world and have us all be state-programmed individuals cut off from our fellow humans so that we can't work together to bring these murdering scumbags to justice. And I'll say it right here, right now. The programs of depopulation that have been leaked on record, that are carried out by the Bilderberg Group and State Department Memorandum 200 and other systems, are taking place against all of us. The hydrofluorosilicic acid or fluoride out of your water is an assault of a chemical weapon on you and your family. All of the major genetically modified BT-style crops that Bill Gates deploys, and he's one of the secret visitors this year and been on record, one of the members of Bilderberg for over a decade, those are on record sterilizing and giving cancer to every rodent species they're fed to. The honeybees can't eat it. If they do, they die, ladies and gentlemen. The fluoride, the geoengineering, the GMO, the vaccines, all of it is designed to kill us. And here's what's going to happen. If you keep getting the word out about this, just like we've gone from 1 in 25,000 with autism in the West to 1 in 50-something, people are finally waking up to that. Just like as cancer explodes thousands and thousands of percentage points and people discover, well, there are government documents they put cancer viruses in the vaccines. There are government documents admitting they put fluoride in the water to lower our IQ, fertility, and to give us cancer. As people discover all this, they're going to know and they're not going to care. These cops, every one of these cops, within 6 years, 40% of them will have cancer. Now, seriously. Now by 2030, it'll be more like 70%. So these cops will remember when they're burying their young child of cancer. And they'll say, oh, this cancer never existed 20 years ago, but all the kids are getting it now. Let's not discuss why it's happening. Let's discuss donating money to find the cure. That'd be like if somebody was stabbing people tonight, like Jack the Ripper. Let's find a way to heal people that have been stabbed instead of finding out who is Jack the Ripper. You understand that? They don't want you to know who's killing you. So listen, these minimum wage security guards, the bobbies out there on the horses, the minions, hey, they're just like us. They will die young. Their children will die. Their husbands will die. Their wives will die. Their loved ones are being murdered. Most of us are already walking dead, soft-killed by the water, the GMO. They've already sliced 10, 20, 30 years off our life. It's on record, a 20-year-old now is like a 40-year-old. Most of us are already walking dead. But here's the thing. If they shoot us like Nazis in a pit, and people see that, they'll fight back. If they hit us with a soft-kill weapon that takes a long time to kill us, and then they make all the money through the National Health Service that's privatized, sucking everything out of your family as you sell your house, sell your car, get rid of everything to go give it to them when their bosses injected you with cancer viruses and put deadly hydrofluorosilicic acid in your water to kill you. Every one of us here, they're just firing weapons right into us. Bioweapons, chemical weapons. They're just firing electromagnetic weapons into all of you. They hate you. They're up there thinking right now, intensify operations. But sir, they'll notice if we don't turn up the ambient kill system slowly. They're already waking up. They're out there right now realizing what we're doing to them. Now I want to ask you a question. Do you take it personally that they're on record saying they want to reduce world population by at least 80%, and that many of these people have openly bragged that they're putting chemical and biological weapons in the food chain to kill us with horribly debilitating diseases? Do we take that personal?
Yes!
Then say it with me. I'm going to say it once, we're going to say it over and over again because I want them to hear it. I want you to direct it that way. We know you are killers. We know you are killers.
We know you are killers. We know you are killers. We know you are killers. We know you are killers. We know you are killers. We know you are killers. We know you are killers. We know you are killers. We know you are killers.
And we're going to do something about it. We are doing something about it. We are doing something right now. Hey, I tell you what, my camera person, why don't you come back here with the live stream and walk around the back and show everybody this huge crowd of people, thousands and thousands, with thousands more being turned away. And millions, yes, and millions in the aggregate who are going to be watching this and looking up what we're saying. If you're a viewer out there on television, you're saying, what is he talking about? They're killing us. Look up my film. It's free online. Endgame, Blueprint for Global Enslavement. Made it 7 years ago. And it covers Bilderberg. And it's only the very tip of the iceberg. So that's some pretty hardcore information that I just put out. In fact, let me see that wireless camera. I'm going to shoot some video up here for everybody. Thanks a lot. Deshaun, I watch this crowd, and I'll get it done one way or the other. Thank you. Look at this. It's amazing. You got the globalists up there on the hill. Let's get some video over there. You too, Richard. Let's shoot it over there. Directing up here live. Look at this great crowd of incredible people. I salute all of you. Incredible job. Absolutely amazing what you're doing. Freedom. You're incredible. No, it's amazing to be it's so amazing to be around people that have the light of liberty literally pumping in their veins. It is so amazing to be here with you. But let me get back to the hardcore information we were just now breaking down and covering. Folks, when you sit here and you look at what's happening historically, the reason I talk about it being such a big victory is that they've done everything they can to obscure the fact that there is a powerful world, centralized, illegal, fraudulent, globalist operation that is violating every national and state law of any country you look at, whether it's lobbying or toxic waste dumping, and their crimes against humanity are just legion. And you think about, why haven't people gotten upset up until now? They have been, but there wasn't an alternative media to bring people together, to show other people out there that they're not alone. The system is there about, as David was saying, to project the idea that because you don't want to be a slave, or because you don't want corrupt globalists sucking off your tax money, that there's something wrong with you. That because you think the government's spying on you without warrants, which is illegal, by the way, is a bad thing. You're not crazy. They're crazy for trying to sell that idea on people. And I've used this analogy many, many times, a historical parallel, because there are a lot of examples of this. And it basically boils down to this. If you look at cultures, there's always degenerate people that generationally tend to get into control because they crave power, they crave dominance. Look at the Romans, look at the Aztecs, look at what some of the Druids did. It would always end up being based around human sacrifice, slavery, human domination. And that's because good people do not have a hunger to go out and dominate and control people, so they stand down and let the bad people have control. But if the bad people, the corrupt people, can hide behind walls and have the world not even know their names, they can bring in puppet prime ministers and puppet presidents and have them take the blame. They can have people believe that, Bill Clinton actually ran something, or Barack Obama actually ran something, or Ronald Reagan actually ran something. That's what they want to do. But as soon as you understand that there are these globalists and that they're actually in control of most of the world, you then have the moral high ground to tell them, you don't have a right to rob me and my family and get rid of our Magna Carta and get rid of our Bill of Rights and Constitution. You don't have a right to make us your slaves, and we're standing up and we're saying no. Hey! It is that simple. And that's what it comes down to. So some of the points I wanted to get to today and talk about are, we can talk about the nightmare of dehumanization, the fact that there's a soft kill program going on, being carried out by the major corporations and drug companies. I mean, there's thousands of examples of secret medical testing here in the UK on servicemen, nerve gassing them, killing them, lying to their families, saying they died of something else. Nobody went to jail. Porting down, the list goes on. And that's only, again, the very surface of what's happening. We've got the Tuskegee experiments in the U.S. injecting black men with syphilis and letting them die of it excruciatingly and spread it for 46 years. And that, I only mention that of thousands of cases because that's something that people know about. That's something that's been heavily publicized. But all of this stuff is still going on because the cockroaches in there see us that they live off of as a bunch of cockroaches. And so that's why it's so important to realize they've been caught doing all this evil stuff before. But no one ever held them accountable because they controlled the media. And they made it too complex to get information out. So they set up the internet to be this panopticon dehumanizing spy grid. But it cuts both ways. We are hijacking their system at a level that they can't shut down and exposing the crimes that they've been committing. So, all of you know about secret experimentation, don't you? Secret experimentation has been declassified over and over again. It's been leaked. Whistleblowers have gone public, radiating thousands of U.S. foster kids, killing them. Same thing in the U.S. These are monsters. The stuff that Joseph Mengele did in Nazi Germany, the things the Soviets did in Russia, pales in significance to what the so-called free West has been doing beneath the surface. If you think Savelle and the BBC and hundreds of raped children and necrophilia is anything, that again is only the surface.